Okay, so on the bench today, I have this very cool Bell PA head from probably early 50s. It's a model 3723M. So I rebuilt this amplifier, changed all the main filter caps, coupling caps. There was a couple out of spec resistors, but for the most part, this thing was great. I was really surprised. This had a turntable that was mounted here on top. The turntable part was over here. There was a motor underneath there, and then there was a power switch over here, and the arm was mounted here, and then it was had a little thing here that it locked in on. So, but anyways, took that out of here. I don't know if I may just put a screen up underneath here sometime. I was thinking maybe about repainting this thing. But this amp is so cool. These controls work really well. They're like on a pulley system. I really love these knobs on here. This thing is just so cool. But they run like on a pulley system, so it's like on a radio tuner. It kind of runs up, and however it works, just like a pulley system, like on a turntable where it go back and forth, but these all go up and down. The phono input I'm not using. It has what I look at is all the original tubes are all RCAs, and even the 6L6s you can see right there are the metal tube can type instead of the glass. And I kind of thought when I saw that, I thought, I don't know how much use this thing has got on it, but all of the tubes just pegged the meter. Really, really ran super strong. The only one I didn't test was that, I think it's a 6C5, which is right over there. That runs the phono. And then you got a 6SN7 for the phase inverter, and two 6X5s. And then for the microphone input is a, if it'll focus, 7B4. And that's a Loctite tube. It's got this little shield around it there. You can pull that shield off. But, yeah, so, you guys ain't going to want to focus today. Anyways, I checked the specs on that tube. I didn't think it was, a really high gain factor, but I was wrong. It says 100 is the gain factor. Yeah, I was like, wow. So, I'll try to spin this around. I'll show you what I did to the back of this thing real quick. I've already got it plugged in and warmed up and running. It had a weird connector thing on the back here, and I'll show you that real quick. I put in that IC connector here instead. I thought it was much better. But this is what was here on the back. So this thing was set up to run on normal 110 current, or you could run like on a battery pack system. So I had to figure out what was what on this thing, and got rid of that, got that out of there, and got the wiring figured out, and put a little plate on the back here so I could run this normal connector. And what's really cool is too, for the speaker, I've got the input here, and this is an adjustable. I've already got it turned on, so I'll just leave it as it is, but it'll go from 2, 4, 8, 16, 250, and 500 ohms. Now I'm assuming that the 250 and 500 ohms and so if you were running this like in a gymnasium or church, so your speakers were a very long cable, you would probably need that higher impedance, so I'm assuming that's what those taps are for. But also, there's a screw on the top, so you can lock that down, which is neat too, so someone can't just come back here and turn this to whatever. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if you can see it, but they are labeled. Yeah, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Oh, that was pretty cool. And also, so as you can see here, as the guitar plugs in here, and I turned this switch that ran the phono, which was mounted over here on top. I thought, I'll just use that switch and turn this into a negative feedback in and out switch. And it really it really turns this amp on. When you hit that, it really comes alive. And also on the front, I'll try to switch this back around very gently, carefully. I'm holding the phone with one hand, so you'll have to forgive me on that. My greatest filming. So the standby, I think, was more or less not so much part of the actual circuit for the PA, but I think it was more had something to do with the battery pack thing. So, but yeah, it doesn't do a standby for the actual amp. So I turned that into a boost switch, and it really boosts it big time. And if you run that in accord with taking the negative feedback out of the circuit, this thing will just, yeah, it's if you're sitting close, it'll just go crazy. So quite a bit of gain. It's got a good, just thick compressed sound when you crank it. But it also, I left the tone cap in on the tone control. It had a really good sparkle to it. So it's got an on and off switch on the tone control, simple. Microphone input, volume. And yeah, and then I got this set up as a, I'm going to turn that off, that boost, as it gets really wild. It's very, just turns into a beast, man, when you turn that on and take a negative feedback out. Like I said, it gets pretty wild. But yeah, so I'll give you a sound demo of this. And if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe. Got more to come. I don't know, I was thinking about maybe painting this thing, and you can see probably what the original color was. It's kind of got that crackle type kind of texture on here, which is great for holding in dirt and you know, icky stuff you don't really want. But I love this glass plate, and there's a light on the inside, on each side. You can kind of see right there. You can turn all the lights off. It doesn't provide a lot of light, but it does a little bit. And I thought about trying to move them to either below, up above, or below, where it would shine more in here where this glass is. But there's actually another plate right behind there, so it's not just so easy that I could clip those and switch around. But anyway, something I might do down the road. And also I thought about maybe taking out the tube which runs that 6C4 for the phono, and maybe putting in a 6S N7 or L7, and you know, have a kind of a different option there for the phono to make it like a different input. Yeah, it's just a lot of things you can do. But super massive transformers in here. I had this cover off a few minutes ago. I'm not going to fool that right now. I'm going to stop yammering here. I don't have a lot of time left on this video because I got a lot of space occupied. So I'll get on with the sound demo. Hope you like it. Please subscribe. Ring the notification bell, and yeah, we'll get on with it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So the pots were a little scratchy, so I kind of got most of that kind of sorted out. Cleaned them, and also when I changed those coupling caps, that really killed it, because a lot of those waxy caps were leaking DC all over. So pretty early on, it starts to compress pretty good. So we'll go up to 2. Take the negative feedback out and let the sparkles begin. Volume is the same, tone is set where it was.